चैंपियंस लीग T20 शुरू हो चुका है और बायन 11 की टीम यहाँ पर है और बायन 11 की टीम में बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त अनुभवी खिलाड़ी है महिला जयवर्धने जो हमारे साथ हैं. Mahela, welcome to Aajtak first.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, yes.
Mahela, you have played in India before. How different it is for playing in Champions League T20?
Well, it's not that different. I think I mean, quite used to the conditions and all that. But only difference is the different format. You're playing against different franchises, clubs, provinces, against top international cricketers as well as people that we haven't seen before. So it's going to be an interesting challenge and looking forward to it.
Mahela, your team is the only team which has all the domestic players, no international players, no outside players, no overseas players playing in your team. Is this advantage for your team?
Well, I think we've played together for quite some time, and there's a good bonding between all the guys. And even though we don't have foreign players, we have a lot of international experienced players in the sense we have played for Sri Lanka, who will bring their experience into this team. So I'm sure we're quite capable of holding iron together and playing some good cricket.
You've been captain of Sri Lanka as well. You must be a great help for the team as a mentor or as a senior player.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the main responsibility is as a batsman try and contribute and take the team forward. But at the same time, yes, there are quite a few younger guys in the team. I'm trying to work with them, give them advice, make them feel comfortable at this level, which is most important.
Mahela, India and Sri Lanka, both teams were favourites for Champions Trophy. What do you think, what went wrong with the teams that they could not reach to the finals or win the tournament?
Well, difficult for me to talk about India. I wasn't part of the Indian team. Sri Lanka, yes, we made few mistakes in a couple of the games. In a tournament like that, I think, when you're up against all the best teams, when you make mistakes, it's quite difficult for you to come back into the game and win matches. So, crucial games, we didn't perform to our potential and paid the penalty. Disappointed, but I think like all good teams, we should all learn from that and move forward.
Mahela, Sri Lankan cricket is also going through a transition phase where new youngsters are coming. How do you see the future of Sri Lanka cricket?
Well, it's good. I mean, the transition is always going to be a bit of a tough one for the younger guys to settle in, but I think our test team has done quite well. I think we've been very consistent, number 2 in the world right now. That transition has been pretty good for us, but the one day hasn't been consistent purely because the form hasn't been great in all departments. We've been up and down, so that's an area that we're working on, trying to be more consistent and playing good cricket home and away. I think that's important. So one day cricket is an area that we're trying to look to improve.
Mahela, you've been a captain yourself, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni is the captain of India, who is criticized a lot after loss of T20 and Champions Trophy. What do you think? What is going wrong with him, or is it just a matter of time that he's not able to control the team?
Well, it's difficult for me to answer those questions because I'm not part of the Indian team. Sitting from outside, I mean, the captain can't do everything. I think a captain is always as good as his team. So, I mean, you win, you lose some. I think, that's how it goes. I mean, Dhoni is a pretty good leader, and we've seen it in the past, and you have your ups and downs in your career, so it's like that, as a team, as a leader, I think you're going to have your tough times as well. I think good leaders, you will come out of that and be stronger and like I said, learn from your mistakes and move forward. So I think sitting from outside, that's all I can observe.
And India is going to play Sri Lanka in near future. Do you think these kind of tournaments, Champions League and IPL, helps player to know about the pitches and the rest of the things about grounds and pitches, etc.?
Well, I think but the format is quite different, and we are not going to play in the same venues. What we've got our international schedules are, so I don't see how that can be an advantage. But we played against the Indians quite often, so everyone knows each other's strengths and weaknesses. So that tournament is going to be next month, so it's way far ahead for us to even think about it. So we're just going to concentrate on what's happening right now and be focused on that. And once the time comes, we'll prepare for that series.
Mahela, one last question. There's a lot of talk about that 2020 cricket is getting more popular than 50-50. Do you think so?
Well, I think fan base, yes, I think, but I think one thing is it's a shorter format, so there are a lot of people can come and watch matches and, it's exciting, which is great for the game. But I think, 50 over cricket has a different challenge altogether. I think with the Champions Trophy, you see there was some really good cricket played and different tactics used. So I think cricket lovers, the pure cricket lovers, will enjoy all formats of the game. But I think we are getting more people into cricket purely because of 2020. The people who hasn't been going to watch matches and people who wasn't interested in watching cricket are coming around and watching 2020 cricket, which is exciting for the game, and it will be good for the future. But as long as we can strike the right balance, I think all forms of the game, Test cricket, one day cricket, and 2020 can move forward and have more fans getting involved in it.
And what does Reebok mean to you? Style or more than that?
Definitely more than that. I think we've been partners for quite some time now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed working with Reebok. I mean, great people to work with. Obviously, they're all looking at me right now. I know that, but yeah, I know it is great. I think for me as a cricketer, it's always good to be associated with a brand like that because the quality, the equipment, and everything else it comes with it. So it's very satisfying, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the time I've spent with them.
Thank you, Lord. All the
Cheers.
way best.